As you scroll through Facebook, a profile catches your interest. Now, you don't know this person, but you're immediately drawn to them, so you send a message. To your surprise, they respond. After talking for a while back and forth, the two of you decide to go on your first date at a coffee house. The date went smoothly, and before the two of you part, you end the night with a goodbye kiss. Now, in the USA, this is not an uncommon first date scenario. However, when you travel just halfway across the world to Japan, this scenario is actually taboo. Relationships are found in each and every culture across the world, and each relationship has their own uniqueness. In Japanese culture, relationships are structured far differently than we are used to here in America. Dating, marriage, and divorce are three stages of relationships that differ between Japanese and American culture. The first stage of dating is courtship. This stage is meant to feel each other out and get to know one another. However, the Japanese have a very strict policy on public displays of affection, and that is none at all. Uchisoto is the Japanese guideline for public behavior, and it is said that when you are in public, you are to be respectful and considerate of others, even at your own expense. Because of Uchisoto, men are often timid and subtle while being indirect when they approach women. If a man is lucky, the woman will pick up on his subtle hints and have a mutual attraction to him. For their first outing, the male will bring his male friends and the woman will bring her female friends, and this is to avoid any confusion between the two couples and who is going with who. Gokans are the Japanese word for these public blind group dates. Now, they are always in public, so that obviously means that there will be no personal displays of affection and no personal intimacy. The couples will go on about 5 to 6 of these Gokan dates before they branch off into individual dates. The individual dates are still held in public areas and the couple is not considered to be dating. After 5 or 6 of these individual dates, the couple decides whether or not to take the next big step in their relationship. If they have strong feelings for each other, the man will confess his love. Usually, the man will use the phrase daisuki at this point in the relationship. Daisuki is the Japanese word for love. However, it has the lowest intensity when it comes to the 3 different words the Japanese use for love. Once the love confession has occurred, the couple is now considered to be dating. At this point, physical intimacy can begin. This does include hugging and holding hands. When a relationship is serious, they will use ayashitera when they express their love for one another. As kokahanu, or dating, progresses, and the couple has been together for a good amount of time, they may begin to say koishitoru, or that they want to spend the rest of their lives with that person. The topic of marriage may start to occur by now. According to the U.S. Embassy, in Japan, anyone under the age of 20 needs parental consent in order to get married. However, the men only have to be 18 and the women have to be 16 in order to be married. Once they are married, traditional gender roles play in effect. Women are to stay home, cook, clean, and of course, raise the children while the male goes out to a job. This means that men typically do not want to marry a woman who is working and expects the household chores to be shared. With women entering the workforce now in a newer society and new age, this can lead to arguments between already married couples, and it can often lead down to the road of divorce. Now, there are 4 types of divorce in Japan: divorce by agreement, divorce by mediation in family court, divorce by decision of family court, and the divorce by judgment of a district court. The only reason why a couple would need to have a divorce by the judgment of a district court or by the decision of a family court is when they can't come to an agreement on their own, or the agreement that a judge has set for them isn't going to work. If a couple has children and they decide to get a divorce, the rules are a little bit different. The mother is almost always given custody of the children unless she is proven to be unfit and incapable to care for the children. The father is not required to pay any child support, and he is not obligated to visit the children. In fact, many times the fathers fail to even visit the children after the divorce. Once a divorce has been processed, the men are free to marry whoever they wish as soon as possible. The women must wait at least 6 months before they get married again, and this is to avoid confusion that if she was pregnant, they would be able to determine who the father of the child is. In both American and Japanese cultures, there are stages of relationships that a couple must progress through. Although the way to go about these stages amongst the two cultures vary, there are similarities between the two, and there's definitely clear differences. In Japanese culture, dating is a process that is structured and a couple must follow to feel each other out and get to know each other before anything intimate happens. This just proves that one culture's dating norms is another one's taboos, and that relationships are very different across the world, but they are all very important to each of their own culture.